I remember this incident that happened a few months ago. It was Thursday, 7 a.m. in the morning, and I was getting ready for a run. I put on all my clothes, my running shoes, and everything else, and as I was heading outside the door, I noticed in the corner of my eye a reflection in the mirror. I looked back to see what it was. Something was unusual, and I looked back to see what it was, and I saw that my hair was all messed up. It was long hair, I hadn't combed it, and it was all messed up. And I was like, shoot, I need to get ready for a run, come on. And I started like managing my hair and everything else. And as I was doing that, all kinds of thoughts started running around my head. I was doing mental gymnastics like, oh, I don't look that good. I haven't combed my hair today, and what the hell? Like, why didn't I do that? Or should I get a haircut today, or should I not get a haircut today? Or should I just wear a hairband for now? Or what will people think of me? I don't look that good. And I literally spent, no, not spent, I wasted 15 minutes on that shit, just managing my hair. And it didn't even look that good in the end. Of course, I went for a run later, but I vividly remember that incident because I wasted so much time and I don't like that. And fast forward a few months later, right now, I've learned a lot of things and I don't procrastinate anymore. So I'm literally going to teach you that just now, how you can cure your procrastination and not waste your time like I did back then. And well, how to cure your procrastination starts with understanding why it happens in the first place. Procrastination happens usually for three main reasons. And the first one is because of uncertainty. The second one is when you're overwhelmed. The third one is out of fear or overthinking. This is the third one, fear or overthinking. And so understanding why procrastination happened in the first place makes it very easy to solve that problem because you don't solve the symptom of a certain thing, of a certain disease. And if you see procrastination like a disease, then you wasting time is just a symptom of it, and you don't try to solve the symptom. You try to get to the root cause, like why is it happening in the first place? Why am I procrastinating in the first place? And those are the three main reasons: overwhelm. No, not. Number one is uncertainty. Second one is overwhelm. Third one is fear. So I'll go over all of those three things and how you can solve each one of those and cure procrastination from your life. Got it? So let's begin with the first one, uncertainty. Let's just take another example just to clarify you of how you can cure procrastination stemmed by uncertainty. Let's say there's a scenario where you have to give an exam in your college and you haven't studied well. So what happens is you have that uncertainty of like, oh, whether you're going to pass that exam or whether you're going to fail that exam. Let's just consider that you're not afraid of both failing or passing. You're just uncertain. Like, I don't know if I'm going to pass this exam or fail this exam. So better not study. All right. So your mind plays up that trick, where it's like, oh, you don't know whether you're going to pass or fail, so better not study. And it happens even in work, like when you're working on something really good. Let's say, like you're building a good product that has been sold by multiple other entrepreneurs, and they have made tons of money doing that. But your mind thinks like, oh, what if it doesn't work for you? You're working on this product and your mind plays all that mental gymnastic things completely unrelated and says to you that, oh, what if it doesn't work for you? And you're like, yeah, what if it doesn't work for me? That product that I'm creating might not be a good idea or something like that. And you stop working on it or you procrastinate. So in order to solve procrastination stemmed by uncertainty, the only thing you can do is to just shift your perspective or your belief system into not being result focused, but being growth focused. I'll explain what I mean by that. And basically, from that example that I gave earlier, when you're giving an exam and you don't know whether you're going to pass or fail, just say to yourself, like, it doesn't matter whether I pass or fail, because when you're result focused, you're driven by that failure or passing the exam. But when you're growth focused, it's like, whether I pass or fail, it doesn't matter. But if I study for this exam, that is going to improve my knowledge. That is going to make me a better person. I don't know what that exam is about, but it makes you a better person if you study for the exam, basically. So it increases your knowledge, it enhances your mental capacity. And there you had that growth, all right? But if you are result focused, on the other hand, you're just you just make decisions based on what the result is going to be. And if the result is uncertain, like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to pass or fail, then you're more likely to procrastinate in that scenario. While if you're growth focused, you're like, oh, whether I pass or fail, in both cases, I'm going to grow. So change your perspective, shift your perspective from being result focused to being growth focused to solve the procrastination stemming out of uncertainty. And it goes same for the work thing. Like, who cares if it doesn't make you any money? Who cares if it doesn't end up making you rich and famous and all of that? You still grew when you worked on that product, isn't it? Just by working on the product, it increased your knowledge tenfold on that subject. And now you can apply that knowledge into other areas of your life, or you can just build another product similar to that. And the next time you might succeed. Sure, set goals and everything else and strive to achieve those goals, but be growth focused. That's what I mean. Your focus should be more fixated on the growth rather than the results. Because results are not in your hands, results are not in your control. Whether you do everything right or everything wrong, it doesn't matter. You just do your work however you know, in the best way possible. And leave the results in the hands of God, in the hands of the world, basically. So, yeah, that is how you cure procrastination stemming from uncertainty. Be growth focused rather than being results focused. And let's go over to the second point, which is what to do about procrastination stemming from overwhelm. And why are you overwhelmed in the first place? There can be many reasons. It can be like you haven't arranged your environment and there's dirty clothes laying around all over your place, and there's useless things on the table that you don't even utilize to your work, and you just use your laptop, and there are tons of things like glass of water that you haven't drank water from, and there's empty water bottle everywhere on your work table. It doesn't make sense. There's copies and test papers lying around on the table, books instead of being on the shelf. It's not well managed, so that creates a sense of overwhelming. That creates a sense of like messed up environment that also messes up your brain. And basically your environment is a reflection of your mind. So if your mind is messed up, your environment will also be messed up. But if you arrange your environment, then it can have a similar impact on your brain. Meaning, if your environment is well managed, then you will have a positive clarity in your mind as well. So best to arrange your environment. Overwhelming thing that can happen for many other reasons as well. For example, if you're doing 10 different things at once instead of focusing on just a few things, then of course you're bound to be overwhelmed. All right? If you're doing 10 different things at once that are completely unrelated to each other, like if you're doing email marketing, then other time after like 2 hours you're building a website, then after that you're going to play football, then after that you're going to do music, and after that, oh, there's dating. If you're doing all these different things, then you're bound to be overwhelmed and burn out. So that can really have you procrastinate rather than just focusing on the work at hand. And the way to cure procrastination that stems from overwhelming state of mind is to just keep things simple. Meaning, if you're doing 10 different things completely unrelated to each other in one day, 7 days a week, then you need to cut down a few things that are not related to your goals, that don't serve your growth. Like, how does dating serve your business growth? It's time to question that and cut out the unrelated, unimportant things and just focus on the big task at hand, the big important task. Making the video to market your product. Great. Building the product. Great. Apart from that, playing football and like dating and just going to college and all that stuff, that is not going to help you in your business growth. So cut out all of that. Take risks. Just keep a priority list for that. Make a priority list and include like 25 things on that priority list and just keep the top 5 and cut out all the bottom 20. You don't need to do those bottom 20 things. Just keep things simple. Keep things simple and manage your environment well. That's the thing to cure the procrastination stemming from overwhelming state of mind. And by managing your environment well, what I literally mean is that you keep only the essentials in your room, which means that you need to get rid of things that you don't use on a day-to-day basis, that don't serve you anymore, that aren't used to grow on your work, or that have no real purpose in your present life. And that means you might need to get rid of the things that could be memories from the past, or that t-shirt from the high school you wrote names on, that photo frame of your college buddies or something like that. Old memories, good or bad, they don't serve you anymore. And you need to understand that. And even though it can be hard to let go of the things, I'm not saying that you need to throw them into a garbage or something. Like, you cannot throw your parents' pictures into a garbage, right? So just store them away into a box where you can only access them when you need to reminisce about those memories. Other times, just keep things simple, minimalistic around your environment. Because again, your environment, which includes your room, is a reflection of your own mind. And so all those things are scattered across your room. They don't just take your room space, they take your head space as well. Not good. So time to clean up. Hare Krishna. Now, heading over to the third thing, like, how do you cure procrastination that stems out of fear? And usually you need to question, like, what kind of fear is that? And fear can be of anything, honestly. Fear of doing the hard work. I don't want to do the hard work today. I'm not feeling quite well, and goddamn, there's a lot of work. That can be a fear. Or it can be a fear of shame or guilt or something, like whatever it be. Just question your mind, yourself, like, is it a genuine kind of fear that is going to ruin my life and completely dissolve my business or something like that? Is it going to threaten my survival kind of fear? Or is it just made up in my mind and it doesn't have anything to do with the task at hand? Just question that thing. Like running, for example. Me not going out for a run because of fear of getting judged by people made no sense, because people judging me didn't stop me from running. All right, people wouldn't stop me from running on the street even if they judged me. So it was all made up in my mind, and usually people don't care. So it was all made up in my mind. I was inventing things in my head. So it's important that you question yourself, like, oh, is it something invented in my own head that I made up to slow down myself and avoid doing the important task at hand? Or is it a genuine kind of fear that can literally ruin my life and threaten my business and everything else? And if it's usually something that is not that genuine kind of fear, Usually it's just the unimportant, unrelated kind of fear. So in that case, just you will find the clarity, and you will do the task at hand, most importantly. And I've seen that most of the times, these three these three main reasons that we procrastinate, it doesn't usually happen just one thing at a time. It can happen one thing at a time, but usually it's two things at a time, or three all at once. So even if it happens all three all at once, the fix to cure that procrastination remains the same. The fix to cure that procrastination remains the same. So in that case, just do the things that are stated in this video, and you will cure your procrastination as well. The important thing is to understand why it's happening in the first place, and then take action according to that. Got it? So yeah, that's it for the video. Just ask yourself, am I inventing things in my head that is avoiding me to do the important task at hand, and I'm just doing unimportant, unrelated activities, and just cut out all the unimportant, unrelated tasks. Keep things minimalistic, keep things simple. That's it for the video. Hope you got value from it, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck and never give up. Hare Krishna.